1 degree here at Syracuse, New York. A typically frostbitten Saturday, January morning. From the Dome, where Miami and Syracuse bring identical records into another significant conference game. Good afternoon, everybody. Kevin overall is 13th at Miami, and his Hurricanes will start with the basketball. Jamie Luckey, Tim Clougherty, A.J. Desire officials. Miami in the black, Syracuse in the home whites. It is an orange out. It typically is, but it's specifically an orange out here in the Dome, where the Hurricanes off a 29-8 season control first, and they get an easy touch for Nwoko.
Playing 6 or 7 guys, they need everyone they can get.
Hurricanes off a loss against Florida State on Wednesday, 84-75. And working inside of Nwoko again. How about this start? Michael Nwoko, the freshman from Toronto, with the first 2 baskets.
And you're going to see it all game from both teams. They're going to try to get downhill. You see Cleveland with the steal.
And Cleveland, a little bit of an odd delivery midair, ends up one is off the mark for Keyshawn George and cleaned up by the Orange's leading rebounder Malik Brown. Here's Brown off the feed from Mintz, lays it in, and they can finally take their seats here. Malik Brown now 70 for 99, 71% field goal percentage on the year. Nigel Pack with a little step back too. 1,499 career point score. The 4th-year junior Pack gets on the board.
He's the guy who leads this Miami team. As he goes, the Miami team goes.
There is Starling, and that's a pleasant sign for Syracuse. On the ball right now at Pack. Freshman George right in front of the very active Adrian Autry, first-year Syracuse coach. Jerry McNamara to his right. On the drive, here's Wooga Poplar. Is what I want.
I've had a few teas in my day, Kevin. I have. You know what? I wasn't the quietest guy on the court when I used to play. I used to talk a little bit. So.
Is that right?
It is. Yeah.
Here's Williams getting position inside. Benny Williams. As Pack misses a 3, and it's punched in the air to Judah Mintz. Surveying the floor, the Syracuse sophomore. Into Brown from Williams. Here's a 3 for Bell. That's good. Syracuse ties it. Blew it right at the 10 with Mintz behind. Copeland. Bell comes flying in, and Cleveland clears for Miami. Cleveland and Pack, the 2 scorers in the lineup right now, and Matthew Cleveland, associate head coach before the game, he said he pleasantly surprised by Cleveland's decision-making this year. First year over from Florida State. It's been a big lift for them. Deep in the shot clock at 3. Mintz is fouled on it by Joseph.
You know, another one of those is obviously get him on the bench. Scouted
3-point shooting team of the ACC, 33% since 2011 against Colgate. Mintz here goes 2 for 3. So Miami without Poplar with the 2 fouls. George is off the floor with the 2 fouls. They get it inside to Nwoko. The freshman in his first career start has
drop-offs, bang it home.
He had not scored since December 6th until he had 2 points on Wednesdays. 3 for 3 in the first 9 minutes. It's up top. He somehow sees Brown through the 9 on Tuesday. Williams. Syracuse is 5 for 15 in the first half of the half. Mintz pulls up and emerges from the fray.
Great individual defense on that possession.
Mintz around and out. There's Cleveland taking the ball all the way down the floor. Matthew Cleveland finishes at the rim, and he's got 6 to tie the game.
That was a tough finish. We talked about him being a 3-level scorer. There you see him getting all the way to the cup.
And then he defends Starling well as Joseph runs the other way for Miami. Cleveland off the bounce. Off a tough game against his old team, Florida State, on Wednesday. Matthew, deficiency in the ACC, but right now they're holding Syracuse to 6 for 18 shooting with 3 turnovers. Mintz trying to back down Bensley Joseph, a terrific defender. And Mintz finishes strong over him. Judah Mintz with his second made field goal.
I guess you don't typically see a 6-foot guard going into the mid-post and working on his post game, but you know, Judah's a guy who's super crafty, has great feet. and he knows how to get out of situations and you know, get that open shot.
There's Pack penetrating. Kristen Watson, and a foul will go against Kyle Cuff.
Seemed like they thought they would, so it takes a while for guys to figure out their role.
This would probably be a Hurricanes a 2-point lead without Norchad O'Meara here in the Dome. Olga Poplar has barely played in the first half. Keyshawn George, same thing, both with 2 fouls. So in that respect, Jim Larrañaga has to be very pleased. J.J. Starling. Jim Larrañaga has not made a substitution in 5 minutes. He has rolled with this unusual lineup, fronted by Pack, who buries it from...
And we all know that Nigel Pack can do that.
Snaps an 0 for 6 start from 3 for Miami. Vince misses, and here comes Cleveland, who's running a one-man fast break show at points. He sets up Watson. Miami without O'Meara still does not have an offensive rebound. And Starling nearly had his 3rd three.
I love the aggression. I love when he sees it and it's open, take it.
Pack sensing the mismatch with Bell. Hits the dribble alive, gets around Chris Bell and scores it. On the run again, Pack might have gotten away with a travel there. Here's Bensley Joseph attacking the lane. Joseph gets to the offhand and he couldn't convert. Rare miss near the rim for Miami.
Syracuse needs to play up tempo a little bit more too. Get easier shot. There it is. Semi-transition. You see Bell hitting open shot, but Miami is doing a great
job for Copeland. Can he run for Syracuse without numbers? Scoops it to Bell.
Great extra.
Starling. Yes!
That was a great extra pass by Chris Bell. Right there. Straight through.
Bell off the screen by Williams. A drive by Chris Bell. Stood up by Nwoko. Williams battling hard. Got it back, and he'll get to the rim. He'll shoot 2. For local on ESPN and streaming on the ESPN app.
Matter. They do matter, especially in a game like this.
Well, Miami scoreless for over 3.5 minutes, nursing a 2-point lead. Into Nwoko again. Williams ties him up, and Cleveland comes all scores. And Miami leads in the final half minute of the first. Hits in the lane. Williams for 3. Yes, indeed.
Well, we just talked about he's a capable shooter. He missed one. If you have another opportunity, let it go.
Pack can hold for the last shot. Williams on him. Williams commits a foul. Syracuse has quite a few to give.
They got to be able to see that rotation on that backside, both teams.
Copeland knocks it in from Pack. Copeland did not get it off in time. Wave off the basket. It does not count, and Miami takes the lead into the locker room today.
You see Miami switching up their pick and roll coverage to set a hedge, and you see Nwoko, he's starting to stay down a little bit, protecting the basket now.
Pack floats it in and out. The first offensive rebound of the game for Miami comes from Michael Nwoko, NJIT Highlanders. He's got 6 already. Nwoko has seized the opportunity. He goes 1 for 2. Cleveland. It's so good in transition today. Take it back for Olga Poplar. A step back 3. And another offensive rebound for Nwoko. Poplar again. Steps inside Taylor. Gets to Cleveland. In the paint. Cleveland swishes, and he's got... Syracuse fans are still on their feet. The tradition here at the Dome is you stand and clap until the first made field goal of the half. That will come from Taylor. The players that were subbed out at halftime.
It's actually a great throw-in right there.
About an 88-foot pass from under the basket. George from Joseph. Spot up 3 is good for Keyshawn George.
You saw him guarding Mintz, and now taking on Bell, staying in front, making a hard shot, letting Nwoko come over and, you know, get the block.
Deep in the shot clock again. Starling will pull up from the elbow, and J.J. Starling has had the jumper going.
I think he's a guy right now for Syracuse that has to look to be more aggressive. He has to look for a shot. He has to look to get to his spots and pull up. And then if he has an opportunity, he has to take it.
Lead down to 3. Cleveland gets around Bell and slithers in with the left.
Tough inside hand finish. Tough right there, Matthew Cleveland.
He's got 14 to lead all scorers. Mintz. Starling again using the shot fake to his advantage. Pack throws it for Nwoko, who scoops it right to Bell. Another Miami turnover. The Hurricanes 12. Mintz. Somehow it got to Brown. Copeland, no. And then Brown gets out to deflect it. Starling, yes, sir!
Wow. Give that one right there to Malik Brown.
From age 7, so he felt like a family member, and it was a no-brainer to return to Syracuse. 39-39 with 11.5 to go. Miami, a bubble team, looking for a big win at the Dome, and there's a big shot by Bensley Joseph, who hits his first 3.
Miami has those type of guys. It plays broken down, give them the ball, go ahead, go to work. See Joseph right there taking advantage.
Starting off the cut, what a catch by Brown. Pulls in a block.
And the same thing we were talking about with Syracuse being stagnant. Miami's getting in that stagnant mode and just settling for shots instead of moving the ball and getting those good looks that they got early on.
Williams, he found Copeland after the hesitation. Quadir Copeland will got the widest smile on the roster. Quadir Copeland, or in front of his back the whole time too.
He just loves to play. Love
George. Pack with 10 to shoot.
Some good movement, better movement.
Poplar bodied up really well by Judah Mintz. Has to throw it back to Nigel Pack. It's his game at the end of the shot clock, and he buries it from deep.
Pack, you must have heard me. He heard me talking over here, Kev. He heard me.
The second 3 of the game, and now Copeland drives right by him, and Brown knocks it in the rim. Syracuse starting to own the offensive glass. Their 10th offensive rebound, and it's Pack again. Back-to-back possessions. Scorer Nigel Pack. He hit the 1,500 career point mark today. Starling a catch and shoot. Brown got in there late, and Mintz is blocked but fouled by a disbelieving who's 2 for 3 at the line today. Fortes ESPN Plus coverage starts at 6 Eastern to order the main card. 2 free throws for Mintz. It's a 1-point game. Miami's largest lead was 8. Syracuse's largest was 2. Pack gets free again. He's hit 3 in a row.
8 straight points for Pack. You know, he heard us talking over here. He knew it was his time. Take advantage of it.
42% three-point shooter, Nigel Pack. Copeland inside George, and another Miami foul.
Like Copeland did there, he just gave himself a better opportunity.
With 2 points, 3 fouls. O'Meara injured.
And I just think Poplar, he's forcing it, man. You know, we know he's a talented guy, but you got to just let that come to you. No spacing on that drive at all.
Track for his worst offensive game of the year. Can he get it going here? Yes, he can.
He's that type of guy.
5. In the lane, Mintz. Left it short. Contact, no foul. Here comes Cleveland. Joseph to his left. Oh, goodness. Syracuse shooting 33%. A little bit of a free throw edge and a turnover edge have kept Syracuse somewhat in the game. Mintz might get hit in the face there. He gets around Joseph and attacks the rim, which we haven't seen him do too much today. Maybe some triple-double watch. Here's Pack. That heat check is short, and there's rebound number 8 for Judah Mintz. Starling into Copeland over the top of Pack. Nwoko's there to help out, and there's a foul. George. Matthew Cleveland on Wednesday. A lot of those guys still his former teammates. They figured it was just a
transition and play fast, and that's when you have silly fouls or opportunities that Miami would get.
Pack finds that extra gear, and that's a goaltend. Taken off the backboard by Brown.
Yeah, definitely a goaltend.
Flynn, corner pocket. Nwoko tips it, and it's into the hands of Judah Mintz.
I'll tell you what, I love these Miami guards, though. Nothing phases them, and they're going to be aggressive regardless if they're 0 for 10 or 10 for 10. They're going to play the same way.
Copeland spinning into traffic. Copeland draws a foul.
Really, but I could tell by the back and forth that
5 for 7 shooting, and now 6 for 8 at the line. And got 3. Rebound to Brown. That's his 9th to go with 8 points.
Just another day at the office for Malik Brown.
Bell, that's a big one. And it's a 1-point game. Poplar, it's a screen. Brown's out there to hedge. Poplar's off the side of the rim. Morocco keeps it alive. Offensive rebound, and it's Pat with the finish plus the foul.
What a tough player. I mean, probably wasn't the best shot by Williams. Wasn't a good shot at all, but Pat getting in there, 6 foot. Look at him getting in there at 6 feet. Not afraid of the contact, finishing over Brown. That's tough. And, as much as he struggled, for the most part of the game.
So good, keeps this play alive for Miami. Pack is a great free-throw shooter, can't finish the 3-point play. Scored exactly 19 points in the last 2 games. He's at 19 today. Starling for Mintz. And we are tied.
It's going to come down. Who can get a stop, Kev? Who can get a stop?
The 10th assist for Judah Mintz as well.
Good no call. Good no call.
Joseph. Miami back in front.
I tell you what, man, this is good basketball right here. I love to see a high level going at each other.
Took a little while to get the rhythm and flow going, but we found it. Bell.
Hey, talk to me.
Chris Bell with his 4th 3.
Hey, get a good one right here, Syracuse. You don't need nothing crazy.
Mintz has been the distributor today. 11 assists. He drags the feed, gets it up off the backboard. Brown takes it. Has the lead 64-62 with 3:10 to go. Keyshawn George back on the floor for Miami with Nwoko, Cleveland, Poplar, and the man of the hour, Nigel Pack. It'll be the freshman George back in the game. Who
get back in front of that.
Copeland with Mintz, Starling, Brown, and Bell for Syracuse. Both teams 12-5, both 3-3 in the ACC. Mintz got caught in the air. He finds his man underneath. It's Copeland.
He's been having a great all-around game today.
New career-high 12 assists on triple-double watch here at the Dome. George again into the body of Bell. Keyshawn George, the freshman.
NBA potential, 6'8", can shoot the ball, put it on the deck. This kid is going to be special.
Making just his 5th start of the year today. A big impact down the stretch. Brown on the slip. Starling for 3. He did it again!
But I don't know if you know how hard of a pass that was for Malik Brown to make, to be able to get it and then know where he is right away in the corner. Chemistry at its finest, Syracuse.
Their first 3-point lead of the game. And a foul out high against Chris. And a little push on the body right there from Bell, maybe.
Let's see what Miami goes. They got cuff on George right now. Let's see if they can see it.
Cleveland is in the area of George. He will get it to him.
You got to get out of his way, young fella.
Nwoko going to set the screen. George rises.
Whoa!
Keyshawn George,
young man.
late. He's got the last 7. He has tied the game with his last 3 makes.
We know who you are, George. We see you out there, young fella.
Under a minute to play. 69-69. Mintz.
Wow.
Mintz. He missed it.
Great footwork.
Miami has 2 timeouts. Jim Larranaga will not use one here.
Look at this size difference right here. He's out too far on the rim. You got to get him in that mid-post.
George again. Joseph, guarded by Starling. Joseph, little push-off. Left it short. Rebound Brown. Shot clock is off. And Syracuse has a timeout. J.J. Starling will use it with 18.
Syracuse has to have some off-the-ball movement as well in order to get a good opportunity for a kick-out.
Copeland gets it in. He's got Brown, Bell, Starling, and Mintz. It's Judah Mintz, the 3rd leading scorer in the ACC. on a day where he has a career-high 12 assists. Guarded by Cleveland. 5 to shoot. Mintz still with a dribble. Lost it. It's Copeland for the win! Yes! Yes! Quadir Copeland is your hero!
You know what? You thought it was a broken play, Kev, and then he gets it and throws a cross-court pass. He's not known as a shooter, but he stepped into it and was confident and knocked that thing down. Quadir Copeland, how you doing?
Just his 6th made three-pointer of the season. The Orange's first buzzer beater at home in 7 years. And look, with Eric Devendorf in the house, why not a last-second three?
It's only right. And look at, of course you got to bring the Instagram
selfie video as well.